Hello guys, good morning. I hope you are fine. Tell me, how was your weekend? Oh, that's great. Guys, today I want to start by asking you a question. Have you ever imagined being able to interview your favorite artist or someone that you admire? Who would you interview? Think about it for a minute, okay? Think about that person that you admire the most, or that singer or that actor or actress that you really like and that you would like to know more about their life. Okay, so now tell me, what would you ask that person? For example, I would ask them what is their favorite place to go on vacation, what's their favorite drink, maybe when is he or she going to or is going to go on tour or something like that. Okay, so now that you thought about it, in pairs you are going to tell each other what questions you would ask to that person you chose, okay, and why those questions. Okay, you can start. Okay, guys, that's very nice. Now, I would like to know who is that person that you chose. Maria, can you tell me, please, who are you going to interview? Oh, yeah, I know her. She's cool. That's cool. Okay, thank you very much, everybody. That sounds very interesting. Now, let's move on to a new activity, okay? For the next activity, we are going to watch a video about an interview with Billie Eilish. You know Billie Eilish, right? Okay. But first, before we see the video, I would like you to think about what do you think this guy is going to ask to Billie. This is the Jimmy Kimmel show, Jimmy Fallon show, and sorry, it's because there are two Jimmys. And, well, you know how his show is, so I want you to think about what is he going to ask her, okay? I'm going to give you a piece of paper like this one, okay? Here you have a table with 4 questions, with 4 space for 4 questions that you think Jimmy is going to ask to Billie. Okay? Here we have question prediction and the space for those 4 questions. I'm going to give you 5 minutes to do it. Okay? You have to be very creative and take into account that Billie is a very famous artist nowadays. Okay? So, Juana, what are you going to do with the piece of paper? Okay, how many questions will you write? Right, 4. And how much time do you have to do it, Maria? Yes, 5 minutes. Okay, so you can start now. There you go. Okay, time's up. Guys, now tell me, let's see, what questions do you think Jimmy is going to ask to Billie? Can you tell me, Maria? Very good, guys. Those are very interesting questions. Now, let's see if you were right, okay? So, now I am going to give you a piece of paper. It's a different one, okay? It's like this. Here are some statements about the interview, about Billie, okay, and Jimmy. There are 2 columns. One says true and the other one says false, okay? You have to put a check mark depending on the statement. If the statement is true, you put a check mark on the true, or if the statement is false, you put a check mark on the false column, okay? There is a 3rd column but we're gonna answer it later, okay? Right now we're gonna focus on true or false, okay? So before we start watching the video, I am going to give you 2 minutes to read the statements and become a little bit more familiar about what the interview is going to be about, okay? Then we'll listen and answer true or false, okay? This is individually. So before we start, Jaime, what are you going to do first? Okay? Read the statements, okay? What are you going to do with the statements that I will give you? Okay, yes, listen to the video and check if it's true or if it's false, okay? And is this in pairs, in groups, or individually? Yes, individually. Very good. So, there you go.
Welcome back. I'm so happy you're here. I know you're at Saturday Night Live, and that's how you first know me, right? From Saturday Night Live.
Did you hear about that?
No.
So, okay, listen, when I was like growing up, I mean, I am 17,
Yeah.
but when I was like really like 5 or 4 or more or 3, I don't know. I used to watch a show called The Electric Company, and there was a guy on it, and he had eyeliner, and he was singing about H's because it was like a little kids like show, and he was the hook was like it was like my H's like something nothing, I don't even know what it was, but it was you.
Yeah.
And then I remember seeing you on TV, and I was like, that's the guy from the commercial with the H's. It was.
It's such a long
I got a
career.
pocket full of H's and I'm not afraid to use them.
Yeah, pocket full of H's, and it's like a Ramones
And it
type of
was
song.
you.
I got a pocket full of H's, and I'm not afraid to use it. I got a pocket. But no one saw that in my whole lifetime.
I thought I was.
I made movies. I was on Saturday Night Live for years.
But
We can
I was
update. Hello.
because of that. So like when I was on this show like a while ago.
You didn't know me from Saturday Night Live?
No.
That's what I heard that you
to
did.
meet you because of.
That's hilarious. They all told me that you knew me from. You got a story about Saturday Night Live. Oh my gosh, I can't believe you saw that. Oh my God, no one saw that. And I was pulling H's out of my pocket and throwing them and stuff.
Yeah, you were. You had thick eyeliner.
Let's talk about you. Let's talk about your music right here. Look at this. When We Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go is the biggest selling debut album in a decade. You're the first female artist. You're the first female artist to have 14 simultaneous chart entries. Your music and videos have been streamed 15 billion times. Whoa. That's you I'm talking about. I gotta say, the album is so great. Everyone loves it. Your fans are young, they're old, they're all sorts of people. Why do you think this music resonates with so many different people?
I mean, it was like a big goal, so I feel like I don't know why necessarily, I just think I'm mainly happy about it. I think like, I grew up listening to so much different kind of music, like old stuff and new stuff and hip hop and like contemporary and then jazz and like Peggy Lee, Frank Sinatra, and then Tyler the Creator and like Nas.
Yeah.
It was all over the place, and I think I just put it into my music. And with the album specifically, there was like one thing I really tried to do, which was that there were like 14 songs on the album, and one of the goals I had was I wanted to make an album that I could put 14 people into a room that each had like fully different tastes. Like one person like this, one person like this, and that's all they liked. And that if I played them my album, each person would like at least one song.
Wow.
So
that's a really cool way of attacking it. And you did it. I mean, I heard it. I think I heard Bad Guy first, and I was like, I don't know if anyone's ready for this type of music. It was so different. I was like,
I didn't either. I thought they'd hate it.
Yeah, I didn't know why. I was like, is this gonna? And dude, you changed the face of pop music and music in general, because we were hearing the same song for the last 3 years, and you just played something totally different. It was like, and I was like, what? And now we're gonna hear nothing but songs like Bad Guy for the next 3 years. But I think because that's all. But it's good.
Thank you so much.
I love the whole
That's
record.
so sweet.
Which one? Just tell me. Which one you think would go to me out of these 14?
Would go to you?
Yeah. What number am I?
What number are you?
Yeah. In this album.
Oh. I mean, you just made it pretty clear that you're a bad guy, so. So 2.
Yeah. Well, that was a trick question. Yeah, you're right. I like that. But I'm a good guy.
You are a good guy.
Thank you, yeah.
A good bad guy.
I am, yeah.
Good guy.
I want to talk about this thing happening right here.
Yes, sir.
What's going on? You sprained your ankle or what's happening?
Look at my little sock.
Yeah.
Yeah, I sprained this. You know what's funny is they're actually both sprained. This is like
What?
4 weeks old. This one is like 2 months old. Hilarious.
How do you but how do you sprain your ankle and how do you perform with the sprained ankle?
I just wear this and I pretend it's not sprained. I sprained it in Milan like 3 seconds into the show, for real. Like I walked on stage and sprained it. It's the most embarrassing thing. But
how hard do you walk?
I jumped. One like
Now, there you go.
It was the 6th count into Bad Guy. It was like literally the 6th count. But da 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 but.
Oh, and that's where you did it.
6th count. Why he stood up? He really.
No, I was ready to get into it. I was ready to jump.
He was about to jump.
I was ready to jump, and that's it. Now I sprained my ankle just now. I sprained both of my ankles.
It wasn't only just embarrassing that I sprained it. It was more embarrassing that I like fell. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, who falls? You know? Like, embarrassing.
Wait, you didn't tell me you fell. So you went for it and then you fell. But did people think it was part of the dance?
Probably. Or they just were like, she fell. Like, that's what I was worried about. They were like, loser, she fell. That's
No.
But really, I was like laying there in agonizing pain. Thing is, I have sprained this leg or this ankle like 5 times before, so I knew exactly what it was.
Maybe you're wearing the wrong footwear. Right?
I actually was wearing. That's crazy you say that. I was wearing a pair of shoes I had never performed in.
You got to bring me on tour with you.
I do.
Talk about the new world tour. Can you believe you're going on a world tour, Billie Eilish? 17 years old. That's what I'm talking about.
I'm so
That's
excited.
How you do it. But you're doing something different and cool
Yeah.
with this tour. Talk about the green part of this tour.
Yes. Well, basically, we just announced today as you just said, it's the Where Do We Go World Tour.
The Where Do We Go World Tour.
Where Do We Go World Tour. And basically, we're trying to be as like green as possible on the entire tour. So there's like, we're actually bringing someone from Reverb, this company that basically like specializes. Is that a word?
Yeah.
Okay. That.
I mean, Reverb or specializes?
Specializes.
Specializes. Reverb, I'd be like, oh, is that what? Yeah, but Reverb.
Specializes in like the best and most like healthy and green ways to do everything. So there's no plastic straws allowed. The fans are gonna bring their own water bottles. There's gonna be like recycle cans everywhere. Cause it's like, if something's recyclable, it doesn't matter unless there's a recycle bin, you know? It doesn't do anything unless there is one.
Yeah, you don't just recycle trash everywhere. Yeah,
Yeah.
You're actually gonna recycle everything.
Yeah,
I love that you're
plant-based
doing
food,
this.
everything, yeah.
You're doing so many great things. I love it. I'm psyched to have you back. Come back whenever you want. Do we know what songs you're doing on SNL? Can you say, or are you surprised?
Ooh, I actually haven't said, but I can say.
You can?
I don't know if I can.
Why not,
Can I?
right? What songs are you gonna do?
This is live.
We're too late.
Too late. You know what? I don't care, so why not? I'm doing Bad Guy and I Love You.
Oh my gosh, come on. So watch that Saturday, Billie Eilish tomorrow night. When we all fall asleep, Where Do We Go is available now. Yeah, give her a standing ovation, why not? You can watch Billie perform on the season premiere of Saturday Night Live.
Okay, guys, did you finish answering? Did you get all the information? Okay, so let's check. Is it true that Billie met Jimmy when she was 17? False. Billie met Jimmy in Saturday Night Live. True or false? False. Billie met Jimmy because he sang a song. True. Jimmy listened to Billie's album. Billie likes all types of music. Billie had an accident on tour. Billie broke her leg. No. She sprained her ankle. Jimmy wants to go on tour with Billie. True. And her tour will probably be eco-friendly. True. Okay, very good. So now we're gonna do something different. In the paper that I gave you the last time, in the last column, you will write what word or phrase helped you to know if the statement was true or false. Okay? You have to discuss with your partner and then we will check together. Okay? I will give you 5 minutes. Now. So what are you going to do? What are you going to write? Okay. Is this in pairs or in trios? Pairs. How much time do you have? Okay. So you can start now. Okay, guys. Very good. You had all the right answers. Okay, that's great. So now we are going to move on to a new activity. I think this one is very interesting, and this is what you have to do. You are going to role play an interview with that person that you admire, the person that you thought at the beginning of the class. This will be in pairs, okay? I'm gonna give you 6 minutes to prepare the questions and the answers for the interview. One of you is gonna be the interviewer and the other one's the interviewee, okay? You will role play the interview, yes, in front of the class. So, what is the role play about? Okay, what will you do first? Prepare. Is this in pairs or individually? In pairs. How much time do you have to prepare these? 6 minutes. Okay, so I'm gonna start the timer. Time's up, guys. I really liked your interviews. Congratulations. I think this was a very fun thing to do. Thank you very much and see you next class. Bye.